Well, hello and welcome back. I've decided to do a little bit more of an intro for these videos, just to let people know what is going on. So, what have we done so far in this series? Started kind of late with the outlining of the Onyx. Then I quickly moved on to doing the backgrounds and to shading and coloring, and got to what is hopefully the final step today. Of course, I'm recording this ahead of time and have no idea how the video will turn out at this point. So today I'm going to be going over with color pencil and adding the fine details and the final shadows, and I may even be using more watercolor today. I of course mix many mediums in my piece. Hopefully this will be one of, if not the final video, wrapping up me working on this piece. Although I probably will make another video on framing because I found people have a lot of trouble with framing. I mean, even I do, and I make paintings. But people seem to enjoy it more when I send the pictures out framed. Now, before we do get to the art, I do also have paintings for sale. Currently, the main one I have for sale is a gift. And the proceeds of this one will be going to Valley Children's. The link to that auction will be in the description of this video. And of course, as I do more pictures in the future for other things, I will probably present them in a similar way. I figure I can show what is still available, what has sold, and talk about that before moving on to the painting segment of the video. I've taken up a lot of your time, so without further ado, let's get to the painting. Well, welcome back. So, you may notice the paint palette is not in today's frame. Instead, I have my color pencils. And just in preparation for this video, I went about, put them over here, sharpening and organizing all these bad boys. Because indeed, a sharp pencil is very important. Now, I use an electric sharpener. And this one, Boston, I cannot find it anymore. My mom gave it to me when I was like 8. It's been overheating lately, and I'm afraid it's going to go out. I have a replacement, but, cinnamon. I took it apart and oiled it up, and it had, like, such layers of cake sawdust built up in it. It was binding up the mechanism, and it had turned to ash in some spots from the heat. The thing is a champ, is my point. I had an art teacher, and she swore that they mess up your pencils. You need to use the hand one. She gave me the worst one because it bends. And like, it breaks your tip. Like, every time you start getting... Just do the electric. It makes it nice. But now I'm done bragging about my sharpener. My sharpener is the best. Its Bankotsai is 100. So today, I'm going to be doing some color pencil. I love color pencil. The main reason I started doing watercolor was for backgrounds in some color pencil comics. I might review some of my old comics at some point on the channel, but I gotta tell you, my spelling's bad. I would feel embarrassed. I mean, my spelling's bad now. I'm sure my channel's full of them. But today, we're going to do some painting. So first, I'm going to start again with my little Charboy. And I want to find a tone that's really good for him. And I think I picked good right away. So I'm going to start with the tail here. I'm going to go to the rump. And you know what? That looks great. I hope that's showing up well on camera. Let me stand up for a second. Oh yeah, we're golden. So you see here, I got some little scratchy lines. That's going to help with the illusion of the shape, the conical shape. But then I go in, I do these small, light, circular motions to help blend it, to help fade it all together. And like doing your hair, you just nicely try to calmly fade it. Now, of course, his tail is on fire, and you have to consider that when doing your shading. So we're going to leave it pretty light right here, but I'm going to touch up some spots Now, as long as we're here, I want to get out some yellow. This is my Harvest Gold. This is my best yellow. And some red. And let's find a good deep red. Yes, normal red. And I'm just going to put some highlights in his flamage. If I have to sharpen these pencils, by the way, I will not. I will cut that out. I won't make you listen to the electric sharpener, bro. Oh yeah, it's really making it look alive. How we're getting the different densities. I'm just doing little like flicks. Little curly flicks. Kind of like when you look at flames, there's like all these little rushing whispers. It's like hair stuck in a wind tunnel, kind of. I don't know, it's hard to describe flame, really. There's nothing like it but flame. But that looks a lot bolder. And see, it takes a little bit to get a lot out. And now we're going to go over his rump one more time. Now we're going to start on his little chunky legs. You know, how do you feel about Pokemon? I mean, there's so many Pokemon where I like their middle evolution more, or their baby evolution. And then you have some like Slakoth, where I remember my first time playing, I believe it was Sapphire, and I got Slakoth, and I'm like, I kept putting points into him. I evolved him to his middle form, and it kicked ass. He had Fury Swipes. And then right before the gym where you fight your dad, he evolved, and he just stopped listening to me, and it was like Ash with his Charizard, and it's like my best Pokemon that was getting me through the game, just like took a dump, essentially. But I'm talking aesthetically, like, oh, Abra. I like Kadabra more than Alakazam. I love that tail. I hate that he lost a tail. Kind of like where it went with the Mega. Really like Medichamp's Mega, too. But see how I'm just going in? I have to imagine this as a 3D object, you know, and I just got to kind of... I'm also going to go around his border a bit. Just sure up his color. This might not be a very long video at all. No, there's always a lot to do with art. See how I got these ones out? I like to keep the ones I already used out, so my tones are more consistent. Just kind of sucks sometimes when you walk away from a piece after a long time, you forget what you used. I'm just going to finish up his orange highlights though. It's really helping with the effect of him being sad. Look at him, he looks like he needs rescuing, and he's like relieved. He's just getting his tail handed to him. I want to try to make these videos not cuss as much, but I gotta tell you, part of what I'm enjoying is not hindering my ability to be myself too much. I guess that's the best way. You know, with the other ones, I was kind of getting tired of trying to be someone else. I would rather just be me. I think people would enjoy that more anyways. Now, see, this one says it's normal yellow, but to me it looks like it has a hint of green. I commonly disagree with people on that. What is green and yellow, and what is orange. And I've actually been tested quite a few times for color blindness, and it says I'm not colorblind, so I think I just see certain tones of green differently, honestly. Either way, though, I figure I should go with how it looks to me, because even if my perception of color is wrong or something. If it looks right to me, it will probably look right to you, right? Yeah, this whole belly a little touch up. Oh, wow. So just with a little bit of work, our little Charmander is a lot more dramatic now. So I think next I want to do, I'm going to put these guys over here because I might still need them. Oh, let's do the rocks. So let's get a dark brown. Let's get like a peach. What is this? Mango. Let's test mango. That's a little too orange. See, I like having them all point the same way. I can look down the side and be like, peach, peach, white people color. Now here we go, some tan. And, oh, here's another one of my skin tone ones. Mango again. Sure, Mango wants to be in the party. Mango's in the party. Alright, so this is what we're using. So first I'm going to start with the darker bits. I'm going to start by outlining just a bit. See the different textures of the pencil and the paint, it really kind of helps with the illusion because you have like the muddier, more soaked in texture, and then you have like these fine little scribbles in it. From far away, or perhaps even on camera, it focuses out, but it creates more of an illusion of what I'm going for. I mean, already to me that looks way more three-dimensional than that. So I'm going to continue drawing on this boy, and I kind of want to finish my prototype, really. So this one I'm going a little further out, but bleeding back in, so the colors blend, but still has that circular illusion to it. And I actually think that's perfect. So these two look like, I'm pretty happy with them. I'm going to put these colors back. Do 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 do. Boink. By the way, I have ordered the frame for this. Again, anything I ever paint, whether you order something or you buy something, I'm going to frame it because people had trouble with the framing, and I will do a video showing the framing. Even I have trouble with the framing. But, you know, I feel like I shouldn't hide my mistakes because I can learn from my mistakes, but other people can learn too. And, well, yeah, it's part of being honest with yourself now, isn't it? As well as everyone else. Currently really enjoying these videos. I'm really enjoying making them. And I hope you're enjoying them too, because this looks like this is going to be my, let's say, artistic path for a while. Even though the other videos I wasn't drawing in them, I considered it a form of art. I was still, you know, enjoying myself and being creative, and it was fun. I mean, my first thing, I was ever a clown. You can't even find that stuff anymore. But like life, art evolves. Creative, and it lives. And personally, I feel it has to be derived from passion, or the quality suffers. Now, I want to just take a moment to point out the difference. First, mention the first one, the other ones, they look a little more blended. I'm going to go back over this boy a little bit. Didn't take a lot. But Just look at the difference in these guys versus this last one. You can barely tell there's two tones on there. That's really making me happy, bro. By the way, how have you been lately? You know, a lot of people are having some trouble right now. And, if I have any point, it's, I hope that you're keeping on wherever you're going. And remember, the fact that you're here right now, listening to me babble, is a bit of a miracle, you know? I would much rather us be having this moment than you not be here. That'll always be true, my friend. Alright, so our rocks are done. So I'm going to tackle something harder now. I'm going to go after shading this Game Boy and shading these game cartridges and that backpack. So I'm going to start with these two cartridges on the ground. So first I'm going to get a nice dark green. Looks a little emeraldy. Let's go over here. Oh yeah, it's like a nice pine green. So I'm going to go and just do a little steady lines there. Especially right there. Now I'm going to do lines in a different direction in the other areas. That really helps it. And then I already have a nice gold. But I think I'm going to go with the normal yellow because of the yellow of this. And you know what? That looks like that was a good call. Now for the Game Boy itself. Now, one thing I'm remembering right now, once again, I have my Game Boy Color, and I just got the back for it. But there's this part right here, which is exposed. So I'm going to find something gray. You're really trying to make this piece seem alive because how much gray's in it. I think this gray with the yellow backing kind of gives it that aluminum feel. I really like that. So, you've been promoted to colors we've used. See right here, I had a little saturation. Color pencil really helps get the color I want. And now I want something really dark for those holes. Do I want to be gray or do I want to be the mango comes back again? So let's just... You know, this is one of those times I think what I'm doing is not even going to show up on camera. I'm sorry if it's not, but I assure you, those holes look quite different to me. Giggity. Oh, let's not forget the blue cartridge. And for that one, I'm actually going to go with a lighter color. A nice sky blue. Just make it a little more vibrant. Especially right there and in there. So I remember it was like, wow. It was like boom blue. It was like a fist of blue in your face. That's right, I censored myself. I took the joy away from the censor. That's how extreme I am. By the way, Klaus was my favorite character in American Dad. Because I related to him. Funny freaking fish. You know, I love fish. Not the band, though. I'm not going to say fish sucks, you know. Just not, it's just not my thing. Just not into it, bro. Not saying you're bad, just not my thing. Kind of funny because I'm usually very polarized when it comes to music. Okay. Let's get this yellow here and just brighten up some of these light parts. Then we go with the mango. The mango knew it. It knew that it needed to be here. Now, if I just had a little chamoy, we'd have a snack. So I think I got those touched up a bit. I don't quite look like my little Char here, but, you know, he's the star of the show. That's what he is. So I'm on level with you. I'm really nervous about Machamp, bruh. Really nervous about Machamp. So I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time on Onix first, and then come to Machamp. One of the things I want to do in Onix is darken up part of his mouth. Again, he apparently does not have a tongue. And I want to darken up some of these lines right here on his jaw. I'm just kind of worried about finding matching tones for Machamp. I guess that's what it is. So I'm stalling. Like right here on the eyes. Which will give him some more soul to his expression. The main thing I want to do with him is I want to give him some outline. Just going to separate him a little bit more from his background. And I'm actually just kind of like cut into him a little too much right there. But I'm just kind of going and outlining parts of his segments. And this is actually going to make him quite bold without taking away too much or being too obvious. Kind of like highlighting him with out highlighter. And again, the reason he's upside down, I'm Spider-Man in it, is because my hand has to go over less of the paper. I'm less likely to smudge or mess up or get my greasy ape oils on it. Get your hands off my painting, you damn dirty ape. That also myself. Give this a little more right here. I think you might hear Cookie in the background if you listen. I found a lot of these ambient noises I've been hearing don't show up too much on camera. Let's turn it way up. I've noticed that with our YouTubers too. They'll be like, oh, people are doing construction. I think it's because we want to give you quality. So, like, if you need to apologize for it, we don't know if you're going to hear it till we go back and listen to it, you know? And let me get up and take a look. So, yeah, I think the Onix, if you look, like, here compared to there, it pops a lot more. But I didn't really have to affect the shadowing or anything, so let's continue this trend of beautifying our Onix. Ooh, this is all Onix right here. I can't really change any of that, but I can come right here. This is like really the only exposed spot. Right here. You see, like right here, I'm not changing the color of the dirt too much. You didn't like a heft, like a shadow, like... You know, when you watched old animation, they used layers. They used cell sheets. And sometimes, like, your top layers, your characters would have little shadows around them. If you look closely, you can see it sometimes. And while it took away from the focus, it also brought focus to the character. But it wasn't an intentional art technique. It was a artifact of the animation style at the time. See, just that right there. Yeah. Wow. This is actually something Janet taught me. I wonder how she would feel me applying her soft line technique to hard lines. She'd probably just be happy I'm drawing. She's a very nice lady. I love rock and roll. Outlining my onyx with the grayscale, baby. Okay, now all we got left is this little tail here. There we go. I'm going to start on the top, work my way around to the bottom. Oh yeah, this is one of those times. I have trouble talking because of concentration. It feels very cathartic for me, and again, I hope you have something that you feel similarly about, and if you don't, maybe it's time to go find something like that. I kind of feel everyone needs it. Lets the problems and everything else fade away, and all that matters is you in the moment. For me, that is this moment. When the piece is done, we'll start another one. It's a bit about the chase and the challenge. I want these to progressively get better. I want them to get better and show improvement. If they start declining, call me out on it. Like I think that's part of the challenge too, because Pokemon can be simple, especially the early Pokemon, before like the Delta and Emo saga of 4 and 5. But so the more dynamic you have them and their backgrounds and what they're doing, the colors you use. Now, again, wow, I think that Onix really pops now. But he still looks organic. He still looks like part of our piece. So we'll finally start on our Machamp. And I'm going to start with the crown and muzzle, the smaller pieces, and then maybe his belt and his crotchular area, and then work our way to his muscles. Lol, my muscles. Get to my muscles if you want to live, Charmander. I have Onix. I'm holding him like a bitch. Lol. So, color. The question is, what color is going to accent his muzzle? Got this weird pale rose. No. Gold. No. It's got speckle in it. What's this one? Harvest gold. Maybe. This is my favorite tone of gold. I use it in a lot of pictures. You know, if you ever want to send me anything, Harvest gold, bruh. I'm not sure. This is just a bunch of packs. You see I have Crayola and Rose Art. And don't even really have professional color pencils, but you know, I try to make the best of what I have.
peach. My point is, I don't know what pack that one came from, so I've been loathing the day I run out of that one. I think this is what I'm looking for right here. Sand? Sand, bruh. Sand is what I want. Sandy cheeks. And just like that, any organization that was here is likely lost. And the last one. Boop, ba doo doo, boop, boop. So, sand. No sparkle to it. Okay. Let's start right here. There we go. It's faint, but it's just enough to infer there's something there. Sounds like my birds went in, so I'm going to finish up these details, and then I'm going to make the muscles a separate video. Yes, my muscles. Or maybe I'll tack them there. I don't know. We'll see. Sometimes bringing the birds in can take a while. They're just like you and me. They have their own emotions, their own feelings. That weird South Park frog mouth. Now, I'm cutting out the coughs, but if you ever have to cough, like, make sure to turn away from your paper. You see that shows up? Yeah, you do. You do see the shadowing quite a bit. So, once again, I can't see the camera. So, I'm going to take a brief intermission to help my beloved birds, and, I'll come back and try to finish this up for you. Okay, here you guys go. You're not going to sing like you were a mango? This is really what you want to do on camera? Okay. You can guess which one's Cookie and which one's Paul? Cookie is the one next to Paul. Oh, I'll stay back. Excuse me for getting the best shots of you. An effervescent beauty. Yeah. Can I get a doot doot and doot doot? Oh. I want to get you singing Loving You on camera one of these times. You look at me like I'm a weirdo. You're the guys that said you wanted to be on camera. Okay, we are back. Seen the birds there. So, yeah, I found the right color for Machamp. Now, I got this slate here. That's a good contender. But I also have, what is it? That's silver. Cool gray. They're honestly pretty close. So where do I have some of his color here? This, I don't want to say right there. That looks like him. We're up there, or it's not all pulpy. So this is the slate. That's a nice color. Now let's get the cool gray. I gotta tell you, they look pretty close, but when I get to this is definitely more of a gray, and this one has a little more blue to it. So I'm gonna go with the slate as my highlight, which is funny because I love pimping that cool gray. Now, before I do that, I want to add yet a third tone of yellow, just to give that fire a little extra pip pap. Beautiful. You know what else? Char's mouth. Yeah, I almost forgot that. So, just nice simple pink there. I'm just going to outline a lot of his mouth, really. Don't press too hard. Get some depth to his maw there. Let's also touch up Machamp's belt and pelvic area. We cannot forget about his belt and his pelvic area. I'm actually going to take some of this tan to the top there. A little bit of a highlight. Get it on the ball just so it's consistent. That looks really good. Then I'm actually going to finally use my Harvest Gold, I think. Yep, Harvest Gold. For the highlights on... Again, it's weird because I guess the belt, he gets the power belt or whatever, but this is a flesh. And I kind of gave him a bulge just because I don't know, it's kind of easier than drawing him without it. Whatever that showed up on camera, my neighbor kid is just going crazy out there. I think he's mad at one of the dogs. Oh, here's mom yelling at him. Circle of life. Okay, now let's get some red here. Brighten up that pea. We'll have a nice bright pea. Let's touch up his eyes too. Let's get some of that aqua color. What is this? Green blue. Green blue is aqua to me. Doing little lines, it'll make it look more realistic, more like eyes. Onix, unfortunately, his eye is black. You almost feel sorry for him until you put together what's happening in the picture. But if you notice, I was gonna have him getting punched, but he's actually not getting, just getting handled a bit rough. Just,
What would be next, huh? I guess it's package. So let's find some black. Blueberry. I don't want to give them blueberries. Dark brown. Ah, here we go. Black. You know, I just want some realistic proportion here. It reminds me of the Robot Chicken. You're safe now. Safe now. Some of you get that, and some of you don't. I'm gonna leave that to people to look into it if they want to. I'll give you a hint. It's a Watchmen skit. Gonna touch these up. And I want to darken it up a bit more, but I don't want to use black. I don't have like a darker gray. Maybe another black. This one will be a little differently toned. I think I'm just going to go heavy in these areas and I'm going to go really light on the others. Like that, yes. And still I'm doing my lines in a way that infers shape. It's going to help some of those areas, some of these. Gives even more depth. Okay. So what color did we settle on? I believe it was slate. Oh, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little nervous about doing Machamp. That's gonna be about it for this one too. I'm gonna start down here in the foot. What of my trepidation is melting away. Help with some of the inference of detail. Like right there in the calf. Like just look how much more that pops now. And if you wanted to do more realistic, you'd pretty much be doing this without the lines. You might do like a soft line in the color you want. But see, I'm curving it to maintain that 3D look. Now, this is another one of those ones. I think I drew Machamp maybe once when I was a little kid. I've not drawn this Pokemon that much. For the fun of doing stuff other people want.
let's just stop and take a minute and look at those legs. And I think there's quite a difference there in the definition. Trying to carry it through with the other side. Of course, this one's going to be a little different because our light source is coming from a different angle. Lesbian Seagull. Yeah, I was thinking of that song, Lesbian Seagull. I'd play it, but I don't want that Humperdinck guy to copyright strike me. They got him to do it. I don't know if he owns it or who. MTV, are they the ones that did Beavis and Butthead? They're probably owned by Disney. Everything's owned by Disney now. Bow to your master. Oh, I am your better. Okay. Let's go to his little hand mitt things. I was watching the Ryan Reynolds Pokemon movie, which is what I'm calling it, with my son because he wanted to watch that one. And I noticed they really didn't have Pokeballs. It seemed like they had the giant things, but you know, I didn't care for it too much, but it was alright. This is how a lot of these movies are now. It wasn't really like, it didn't matter that it was about Pokemon. You could have literally had anything in there. So I was really into that. You know, his chest kind of reminds me of Tien, how he has that weird third ab, which I've seen a few people with that. At least he did early on. Toriyama kind of stopped drawing him shirtless at a certain point. Probably forgot about it, like he forgot about Launch. Very powerful breast on this Machamp, yes? And just look how like round and muscular that one looks compared to this one. It's like, oh. Mavi på tak du jamande. Wow. I'll go back to this lake a little bit. I think it could use a little more. Okay. I'm really loving how this is turning out. I'm going to do a little more inference here. And we're going to start on the hand. Hear my cat in there knocking stuff around. I'm sorry I'm quiet. I'm just really into this and I'm like really concentrating. It's kind of wondrous to me. I've literally seen these details the whole time and just to see them finally take shape. See my Machamp finally look freaking ripped. You've seen how many videos it is, how long it takes to do something like this. Maybe you're the opposite. Maybe you're seeing this and you're like, this is stupid. This looks easy. I could do what this chump's doing. And if that is you, I advise you do it. Make me look stupid. Make some money off of it. You probably have a real talent waiting to blossom. See, that's the thing. I never think I'm good. I just think things other people are doing either looks easy or hard. And if it's easy to me, like if I do it, it's easy to me. If I can't do it, it's hard. So I kind of undermine my own ability. Not sure if that's normal or not. I assume it is. We don't spend enough time having human explained to us. Again, loveliness of woman. It looks a lot less like just a knob now. I kind of imagine he sounds like Putty. He's like, but champ. I do a bad Putty. Sup, champ. Champ, champ. Champ. Champ, babe. Champ. But champ. He's the champ. But champ, but champ, but champ. Freaking tattoo there. Okay. Wow. Owen Wilson. I think just his arm now. And then we'll do a little scan. We'll see what we can touch up. We'll talk about what's next. I'm going to be a little quiet for a moment while I concentrate on this, though. I think I hear a witch outside. Santa Maria. That's not a joke, Portuguese. Some of you, that still sounds like a joke, and like to a few of you, mainly those with Portuguese grandmothers, you're like, oh, I get it. You know, funny story, my cousin, I was telling this story, Portuguese women, a lot of time they have this tradition, they keep scissors in the nightstand by their bed, because there's this thing with spiders. If you know, like when you're in bed and the spider comes down over you, that thread is like a spell, and it's a woman trying to steal your husband or your house or your life. It's some sort of witch. So you get the scissors and you cut the thread and you stomp the spider, and that's how you break the spell. Well, I was telling this to someone who had just married one of my cousins, and he looked really weirded out. And I said, all right, well, you go home and you look in her drawer, or if that's a violation, just ask her if it's in there. And he went home and he came back the next day. I'm like, well, so was it in there? And he's just like, I don't want to talk about it. He got really weirded out. The thing is, they're like science-y, like Neil deGrasse Tyson-y, who's that guy, Charles Dawkins type people. So, I think for him to be confronted with any superstitious belief from her was quite shocking. Oh, he's like, I don't want to talk about it. I didn't say your name, so you can't get mad about it. So there, neener. Is that your name anyways? Eugene Festus. I don't know why I said that's not his name. I think we're about done, people. I'm going to do a once over. See if anything stands out to me. A lot of times when I do this, I'll walk away for a second, and then I'll come back. And to you, it'll seem instant. It helps you freshen up, helps you see things you were missing because you're too focused before. So I'm just going to talk about what's next for the channel. One thing I did, which I should have done on camera, is I checked the Onyx. Chimera went and I repainted through some of it yesterday, and I didn't see anywhere it stood out. So that was good. So what's next for the channel now I finish this? Well, probably one of the next videos will be us framing it. Me trying to get that dynamic frame with the horn popping out of it. I think that's going to be really cool. I want it to be like edge. I ain't going to leave no room for error. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the frame. Then I'm going to get like some thin paper, like some baking paper. I'm going to put it over it. I'm going to trace this part, then put the frame over it, put that over the frame, and kind of, you know, outline it. Get it outlined on the black part, so I can just slice that part out. And if there's a little poking over, I can just blacken it. I think it'll look really cool. Otherwise, he's going to look like this. Oh, that horn. Yeah, I guess I could paint a little blue around it real quick. Just in case a little bleeds through, right? Why don't we do that real quick? The thing about being neat and orderly, you have all your stuff when you need it. Okay. Oh, darn dang it, darn it. Let me just go get some water. I knew there'd be some painting today. I want to make sure not to mess with the lines I already have. I don't have a lot of water here, so. Did I really use that deep ocean blue for the sky? Normally I use like one of these. I think I did though. I did. So I'm going to go over there, get really light, and just... There's like hardly any water in there. Don't really need a lot. There we go. Spread a little light color around. I did indeed bleed into the sky, but I could kind of just fix that and make that all work together. I think that'll look pretty good when I cut over. Now I can cut more like, I could be a little more forgiving. So what do you think? Would you be happy to receive this as a gift? I certainly think she will. So for my next, again, I will be framing this most likely. And then I'll likely start on my logo. And then I will probably start the next one I intend to put up for auction. The wildfire relief one. And hopefully this one will be... or hopefully the gift will be sold by then. If not, I mean, it's kind of interesting to see, you know, if you're a lot artist, they have their stuff just up in galleries till it sells, so. I mean, if it doesn't, it kind of looks good to have a bunch of stuff in your gallery, I guess. Well, this has been a very joyous experience for me. I hope it has for you too. But until next time, stay safe, and I do hope to see you here again.